But because they used to sit in their company and those people would insult Hazrat Abubakr Siddiq and Hazrat Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala anhuma, they were deprived from the opportunity of reading kalima at the time of death. So this is very authentic narration by Imam Jalaluddin Suyuti in his world famous book Sharh al-Sudur. So when Sahaba Ikram were sitting to take Bayan or to put vote, Hazrat Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala anhu stood up and he read this ayat. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran Kareem, Thani Yasnain, the second of the two. So who is the second of the two? All Sahaba said, that is Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala. Because after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is his level, is his station. So this way, every Sahabi agreed that we all take bayat on the hand of Sayyidina Abubakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And then he has some specialities, some exclusivities, which are specially belong to him. For example, he is the only Sahabi. You know, there were 124,000 more or less Sahabas. There's only one Sahabi who's called as Sahabi in Quran Majid, and that is Hazrat Sayyidina Abubakr Siddiq radiallahu anhu. You know, he was fearful. When they went into the cave, Hazrat Abubakr Siddiq was fearful. And what fear did he have? Dar tha, khauf tha. Kya khauf tha? That they must not find out that we are in the cave and they must not come in to harm Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He never thought of his life or being hurt or injured or pain. No. He was only thinking of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's why when they were walking on the night of Hijrah, Hazrat Abubakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu will come in front and start walking. And then at sometimes he'll come in the back of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and start walking. Sometimes he's on the right side, sometimes he's on the left side. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam noticed, and he himself told that, "Oh Abu Bakr, you are doing these moves, sometime in front, sometime in the back, sometime on the right, sometime on the left. You are afraid that kuffar must not harm me. You want to be in front as a wall, as a shield, to look after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam." So in the cave he had the same fear. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gave him words of encouragement. And those words of encouragement which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to Hazrat Sayyidina Abubakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu are also reported in Quran Kareem. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to him, "La tahzan." Why are you afraid? Don't be afraid. Inna Allah ma'ana. Surely Allah is with us. हजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम हजरत अबू बकर सिद्दीक को तसल्ली दे रहे हैं, क्यों डर रहे हो? Why are you afraid? You are afraid of me being in trouble, hurt, injured, assassinated? Don't worry. La tahzan. Don't fear. These are the words of the beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which are recorded in Quran Kareem. La tahzan. Inna Allah ma'ana. Surely Allah is with us. Now, this statement of the beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, but he says something before it. And he says, إِذْ يَقُولُ لِصَاحِبِهِ. Remember when he was saying to his Sahabi, who was saying? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was saying, to whom? To his Sahabi. إِذْ يَقُولُ لِصَاحِبِهِ. Remember when he means here Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was saying to his Sahabi, what he was saying? La tahzan, inna Allah ma'ana. Do not fear, Allah is with us. The word sahib and sahabi is the same. It has the same meaning. Sahabi means my sahib. Sahib means, so sahabi, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says sahabi, it means my friend, my companion. So the original word is sahib. That ya, bi, sahabi, that is related after that to show whose friend is he. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, he's my friend, so he becomes sahabi. But the original word is sahib. And that original word is mentioned in Quran Kareem. إِذْ يَقُولُ لِصَاحِبِهِ. Subhanallah. What a great sahabi is he, that Quran gives evidence of his sahabiyat in the Kalam Majid. Subhanallah. Now, let's take an example. If somebody says, I don't accept him as a sahabi. Some people do say that. Some people say, Nauzubillah, he left Islam. There are so many Sahaba, they left Islam. There were no more Muslims. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls him Sahabi. And Sahabi is a person who is a believer and who dies on the faith. Otherwise he can't be a Sahabi. Quran declares him that he is a sahib, he is my friend, he is my companion. And somebody comes and he says, no, he's not a sahabi. So he has denied the verse of Quran. What has he done? इसने कुरान की आयत का इनकार कर दिया कि कुरान कहे कि वो सहाबी हैं और ये कहे कि ये सहाबी नहीं है. So he has denied the verse of the Quran. And denial of single verse of Quran is categorical disbelief. Person is out of the fold of Islam. वो इस्लाम के दायरे से निकल गया कि उसने कुरान की आयत का इनकार कर दिया कि जिनको कुरान कहता है कि वो सहाबी हैं और ये कहता है नऊजुबिल्लाह वो मुर्तद हो गए, वो तो मुसलमान ही नहीं रहे. तो इसलिए अकीदे के मामले में बड़ा केयरफुल रहना चाहिए. एक अकीदा बिगड़ गया, it's very much possible that your faith, your iman, your deen, everything is gone. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives this good news. And before I mention that, there's another very important point, and that is that Hazrat Sayyidina Abubakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu is proven as friend by the nas of Quran. So whose friend is he? Hazrat Abubakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Whose friend is he? He is the friend of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And there's a saying, beautiful saying, that al-mar'u ala deen khalilehi. That's the Arabic saying. Man is on the deen of his best friend. Man is on the deen of his best friend. People will judge you because of your friends. If your friends are those who insult Allah and His Rasul, your deen is like their deen. If your friends are those who insult Khulafai Rashideen and Sahaba Ikram, then your deen and your sharafat wali pehchan karo apne aap ki. How would you do that? If your friends are those who disobey Allah and His Rasul, they don't follow Shariat and they are your friends, what introduction of yourself you are giving to his speciality? And another thing which is mentioned in Quran Kareem, that on that night in the cave, as Sayyidina Abubakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu had double blessing. One was that he had the company of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What a great blessing. There is nobody else to share the vision, the beauty of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam on that night with Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala. He was alone. हजूर के हुस्न के सारे जलवे वही लूट रहे थे, कोई दूसरा नहीं था. So he was blessed that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was with him, and then he was blessed with something else which is even greater, and that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah ta'ala quotes that in Quran Kareem, Inna Allah ma'ana, surely Allah is with us. So on that night with Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was with him and Allah ta'ala was also with him. Yes, of course, Allah Ta'ala His presence can't be understood physically as human beings' presence, but Allah was with him as befits him. This is how the best way to explain and translate that Allah was with him as befits him, but Allah was with him. Because this is what Quran says. You can't deny this. And Allah is with whom? Allah किन के साथ होता है? कुरान इसकी भी गवाही देता है. इन्ना अल्लाह मअल्लज़ीना इत्तक़ौ वल्लज़ीना हुम मुहसिनून. बेशक अल्लाह उन लोगों के साथ है जो डरते हैं और नेकियां करते हैं. Allah is with those who fear Allah and they do good deeds. And Allah is with Sayyidina Abubakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. So who can doubt the taqwa of Sayyidina Abubakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu? Who can doubt the piety of Sayyidina Abubakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna Allaha ma'alladhi nattaqaw walladhina hum muhsinun. Allah उन लोगों के साथ है जो अल्लाह से डरते हैं और नेकियां करते हैं. And he was a man who was always pious, हमेशा नेकियां करने वाले. Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu and Sayyidina Ali al-Murtaza Sher Khuda radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, both of these Sahaba, they were believers from the day first. ये पहले दिन से मोमिन थे. How I say that? Because they never committed shirk. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq and Hazrat Ali both radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma, they never committed shirk. And at that time, for someone to be a believer was enough that he is not mushrik. If he is not mushrik, then he is muwahhid. And muwahhid was believer because that was the time of fatrat. There was no teachings of any Rasul left. So they didn't have to believe in any Rasul. They just had to believe that there is one Allah. तो मोमिन तो ये पहले से थे. But when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam called Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala anhu towards the faith of Islam without any hesitation of a moment, he accepted Islam. And he's the only believer, only mu'min who did that. It's recorded. Even Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gives that evidence that every person to whom I offered Islam, he took some time to think about it. But there was one person, when I told him that I am the Rasul of Allah, become Muslim, he immediately said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika la wa ashhadu anna sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. That is Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala. And he was known friend of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even before the announcement of Islam and the Nabuwwat of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, everyone knew him, friend of Muhammad. But they used to call him, that was his name actually. So Quran also mentioned the same name is Yaqulu li sahibihi, when he said to his friend. तो रसूलुल्लाह का फ्रेंड होना ये हजरत अबू बकर सिद्दीक का नाम था. So how could he hesitate and say, no, give me a time, I'll think about it? When he gave him the message of Islam, he embraced it, he accepted it. Even the kuffar used to call him friend of Muhammad. You remember the incident of Miraj, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam went on the Miraj, and when he came back and he informed people that I went from Masjidul Aqsa to from Masjidul Haram to Masjidul Aqsa, and from there I went to heavens and I met Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I saw Jannat, I saw Jahannam, I led 124,000 more or less prophets in Jama'at in Masjidul Aqsa, and individually I met everyone and they all introduced themselves. And all that happened, and it took me so little time that when I came back, the hook on the door was still moving and the bed was still warm. अब अबू जाल ने सोचा अरे चांस मिल गया. I'll go tell people that can you believe this kind of person? Is it real? Is it possible? So he went to some weak people who had weak iman, or some hypocrites, and he told them, they said, no, that's not possible. So Nauzubillah, he managed to change some people. And then he said, let me go and attack the biggest, the strongest Muslim. If he is convinced, then Islam is finished. And that, who was that? Sayyidina Abubakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala. And he said to him, a person says A, B, C, D, do you believe in that? He said, no, I don't believe in that. Not possible. Now the word that Abu Jahl used, he said, then your friend is saying that. So when he heard that he's referring to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, if he said that, then amanna wa saddaqna, then I endorse that. Then I say that he spoke the truth. Subhanallah. And that's the time he earned the title siddiq. Siddiq means, it can mean extremely truthful, and it can mean the one who endorses extremely, or he verifies something with strength. So this was the way of Sayyidina Abubakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu, that whenever Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said something, whether it made sense or it did not make sense, Abubakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu was ready to verify it. And he will say, yes, this is the truth, because this is coming from my friend Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's why he's called Siddiq. We love him. And Siddiq is number one. Don't let somebody try to change your aqidah and your belief through qawwalis and ghazals and songs and damadam mast calendar and all that. Don't allow anybody to change your aqidah. These bad mazhabs, they write this type of poetries and they make it like a national song. Damadam mast calendar, Ali da pehla number. That's a lie. Ali da pehla number nahi hai. Abubakr da pehla number hai. The first number is of Sayyidina Abubakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Second number is of Sayyidina Umar Farooq radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Third number is of Sayyidina Usman Ghani radiallahu ta'ala anhu. And fourth number is of Sayyidina Ali al-Murtaza Sher Khuda radiallahu ta'ala anhu. That is the sequence which is necessary and must for our aqidah. अगर इससे आगे पीछे हो गए, अकीदा गया. जब अकीदा चला जाता है तो एक एक दो दो चीजें मिल के फिर ईमान भी चला जाता है. So save your iman, protect your iman. Allah blessed you with this ni'mat of iman. Look after it and take this ni'mat with you in the qabr. Don't lose it. There are too many people around you who are convincing you so you can lose this ni'mat of Allah, this greatest bounty of Allah, iman. You will see them in the form of relatives. You will see them in the form of friends. You will see them in the form of colleagues, business people who sit with you in the marketplace. You will see them in all different forms. But they are one thing they're putting in you. And one day you join them. May Allah protect our deen, our faith, and may we love all Sahaba. This is Sunni Aqeedah. We love all Ahle Bayt and we love all Sahaba without any exception. We love Sayyidina Abubakr Siddiq, Sayyidina Umar Farooq, Sayyidina Usman Ghani, Sayyidina Ali al-Murtaza Sher Khuda, Sayyidina Imam Hassan and Hussain, Sayyidatuna Bibi Fatimatu Zahra radiyallahu ta'ala anha, all their children, Sayyid, Sadat, till the day of Qiyamah. We love them. Inshallah. And we love each and every Sahabi, whether he is Hazrat Sayyidina Amir Muawiyah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, or whether he is his father, Hazrat Sayyidina Abu Sufyan radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, or whether it is his mother, Hazrat Sayyidatuna Hinda radiyallahu ta'ala anha. Whoever has become a Sahabi, even for a split second, we love them. Subhanallah. That is the Aqidah of Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. Jazakumullah wa ma alayna illa al-balagh al-mubin. Subhanallah, mashallah.